you guys can be here too if you want to say something.
Yeah, as emotional support.
Yeah. You guys can be here too.
Thanks. We won't log off.
No, but I mean, if you wanted to, like, it doesn't just have to be me talking, but...
There's really not a lot to set up.
All right.
I don't know.
Okay.
There's not going to be a lot of moving parts in this thing.
It's just going to be Insha giggling in the background the entire time, so it's not much.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me, Tim.
Welcome to Film Runners.
Sorry. You don't really have to say the welcome to, because I think we say it in the episode. You just have to like say why it's just Insha and I.
Okay.
I'm
gonna do it anyway.
I don't think you have to.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Alright, sorry.
Welcome to Film Runners. I'm Tim Harvey, and this episode is one that Michael and Insha recorded in October of 2019, and for some reason was never released. So we're taking a week off this week, so we thought we would give you this episode to listen to instead. So enjoy. There's a little preamble with them at the beginning to discuss where Billy is, and I'm even mentioned it a little bit. So have a listen. And cut.
Good job,
Have a listen. I'll maybe cut out have a listen.
Yeah, I kind of stopped.
Can you say what can you say? Enjoy it?
Have a listen.
Have a listen. Yeah, maybe I'll keep have a listen. I'll keep it. It's good. You did a good job.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into...
be serious. Get into it.
Are we ever serious?
No. Okay, so welcome.
Michael's doing a bad job.
Stop. I'm cutting this. I'm putting it together, so I'm cutting that. Obviously.
Hi, best friend Tim.
No, shut up. No, we're cutting Tim. Stop that. All right. Welcome to Film Runners. Little update about Billy. He's enjoying the jar that he's in. We forgot to get him new light bulbs, so he still just has the one. He likes fish food. We got him a little like treasure chest of bubbles, which he likes. Also, as luck would have it, a person came by trick-or-treating the other night, and he looked exactly like Billy. So I killed him. I lured him into my home and I killed him.
Oh, well, that's...
But
police.
No. This is not evidence in a trial. But I plan on removing his brain, and I'll put Billy's in there, and we'll see how it goes. And maybe Billy will be back, and he'll look the exact same. He'll just have more Halloween candy than he did prior to dying. Now, on to the business at hand. I
should have went for Billy for Halloween.
You should have went as Billy for Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, Halloween's like... I don't know when Halloween is anymore, honestly. Not for us.
We're in a very Dr. Manhattan-y past and future all happening at the same time space right now.
Only saying that because you just watched that horrible, awful movie.
I did just watch it. You mean the fantastic film, Watchmen.
Horrible, awful movie.
It's a good movie. You don't even. I don't know why you're trying to impress your friend Tim.
Oh, Tim doesn't like the movie?
No, I don't think Tim's ever seen it. I'm just saying you don't hate it. Do you?
I mean, I don't.
You just
I
hate
don't,
the sex scene, which is
yeah,
lots of
very
people do.
much because it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's too close.
Yeah, for sure.
Like porn isn't even that close.
I would beg to differ. I feel like I think it would be pretty easy to find examples that were much closer. We didn't literally see Patrick Wilson's dick going into Malin Ackerman.
You might as well.
We might as well have.
Like he would have pulled out and he'd be like, "Okay, that's fine, I guess."
Remember when?
Remember when he pulled out?
No. Remember when Willem Dafoe? They had to use a stunt dick for Antichrist because Willem Dafoe's penis was too large and distracting.
That seems like your opposite problem for some reason.
I mean, it's probably great for Willem Dafoe, but it's funny that like Lars von Trier was like, it's too confusing how big that dick is. We can't use it. And Willem Dafoe is like, thanks, this is the greatest day of my life.
But I lost like $500 of my money just by
You think
not being in that scene.
You think they cut his wages because they couldn't use his dick? They like.
I mean, you might as well
garnished his. It was like dick garnish. So
just imagine sprinkled paprika or something over like William Dafoe's dick. All right.
Well, that's like dick seasoning. I think you mean like. What is the leafy green that we usually
like basil?
Yeah, or no, that's not even it. What is it? Why can't we both think of the traditional garnish leaf?
Oh, cilantro?
No, that's not even it either. That's the one that some people think tastes like soap.
I love that. You type like Billy.
I type
Very
like
heavy-handed.
Oh. Hold on. What is the thing? What is it? Oregano.
Are you
thyme,
literally
rosemary.
looking this
Parsley. Parsley.
You could have just went with cilantro. Cilantro tastes better.
I'm not. But we're talking about garnishes, not tastes. Of course, cilantro tastes. Listen, here, look, everybody, calm down. Everybody, relax. We're here to talk about Halloween 3: Season of the Witch.
Yay!
Which was my choice for this final snack size film runners, which I didn't realize until this week would have made more sense to be called fun sized because then you got the alliteration with film runners. But we called it snack size.
You called it snack size.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When I make a decision, it's everybody's decision. When you make a decision,
yes.
If it's good, it's also my decision. If it's bad, it's a terrible decision that you made on your own. Got it? Good?
You are
good?
terrible. Jesus.
No. That's how it works for everybody. So you had...
What's it about, Michael?
Pardon? Oh, what's it
it
about?
about?
Well, it's about the sleaziest doctor in the world who finds himself caught up in some kind of conspiracy to kill all the children in the world. Here's the thing. I don't know what this movie is about, but I think it's fantastic. It starts off with a doctor sort of getting pulled into some sort of mystery involving Halloween masks and a company and a creepy town and stuff like that, and things unfold from there. And you had never seen it before, right?
I've never seen it. I also haven't seen Halloween. I haven't seen Halloween 3, 4, and 5 until this week. Until last week?
Whenever this airs. Until
yes.
Joe Bob did the thing.
Yeah, until Joe Bob did the thing.
Yeah.
And I hated 4 and 5 a lot. No, I hated 5 a lot.
Yeah, 5 is terrible. 5's bad.
The 4 has some good elements.
Yeah.
I'm still very confused by it. But I really, he was he was like, Joe, like, this one isn't good. And then Darcy was like, this one's the best one. And I was just like, this one actually is the best one. It is better. I think it's better than Halloween 1.
Wait, 4?
No, 3.
Oh,
3.
3.
Halloween 3.
See, I disagree with you there. However, yes, Halloween 3 is great. Yeah, it's close. It's not. It's. I get where she's coming from for sure. I prefer the original, but yes,
I don't.
You got a weird thing against it.
I don't have I don't have a thing against it. It's just as many times as I've watched it, it just becomes boring. But I do like certain shots. Like I like the shots where like it lingers for too long, so it feels like somebody's watching you.
Yeah.
Like I think those are perfect. It's just I hate the characters in it, and I kind of wish they all would have died.
Well,
even Jamie Lee Curtis's character.
No, not Laurie. What about Dr. Loomis? What about Donald Pleasance? He's fantastic. You gotta.
I mean, no, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing too. Like everybody's acting was not great, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I like Dr. Loomis in Halloween rather than Dr. Loomis in like 4 and 5 because he just progressively becomes like
he does. Yeah, he becomes a total like psycho.
Yeah. Like he's yelling at children by 5 and it's just like, dude, you need to calm down. Either like get yourself some help or just go away.
It's really funny in 5 when he's just like in the hospital where Jamie Lloyd is staying, and he's just like shaking her and yelling at her, and a nurse comes in like, sir?
Tell me where he is. It's like, dude, calm down. That was the best scene in 5, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's really funny. Anyway, but having absolutely nothing to do with the other Halloween movies, except for the first Halloween making a cameo appearance in it, is Halloween 3. So really so you liked it better than the first one, is what you're saying?
I do, yeah. Because I liked it because, like, not counting Halloween 2 in this at all, but, like, it took an element of Halloween, which is, like, the costumes in Halloween, and just, like, gave it a story.
Yes.
It's not a great story, but it's something that, like, is just fantastic.
It is, like, allegedly, this is sort of what, when John Carpenter, like, when they were going to make more Halloween films, this is kind of what they wanted. Was it to be, like, an anthology where you could call every movie Halloween, but it would have its own individual story, right?
I like that.
Yeah, it's a great idea, but they fucked it up right away by making Halloween 2 a direct sequel because the first one did so well, right? Then it's very weird to make the third one completely unrelated.
No, yeah. Well,
and
that sucks.
Yeah. And people hate Halloween, hated Halloween 3. I think it's gotten its fair share of credit in recent years. Like, people have given it its fair shake. But I remember, even as a kid, like, just vaguely, like, I watched horror movies as a kid, and I knew, like, the horror movie people, but I don't know how, but I just knew from somewhere to stay away from Halloween 3 because it didn't have Michael Myers in it.
Like, I don't know who said it, but I think it probably was, maybe it was Darcy or maybe it was somebody else, but it's like, if you did, like, this is kind of perfect because, like, even with Michael Myers not being there and take off Halloween 3, you could just call this Season of the Witch, and it'll just be a good movie.
Absolutely. You could absolutely, because, I mean, I feel like it being called Halloween 3 isn't helping it at all, so you might as well
isn't, yeah.
Yeah, you might as well just call it Season of the Witch.
Like, just take that front title off and make it its own thing.
Yeah.
And even with, like, it felt, like, but how you said before, like, with Halloween kind of, like, in there, it felt weird that was in there.
Kind of, yeah, where they had to feel like they had to reference it, you know?
Yeah, because it was just kind of like the international movie or something. Like, I'm just like, no, don't do that. Well, I know what that movie is.
It's a big hit. It's TV premiere. Yeah.
It's like, no, I know what that is. I want to see this. And then, like, they do it twice, which feels even weirder. because this was like the first time, that might just be on TV. That's fine. But then when the kid, I think either the kids or somebody else is watching it, and it's like, don't do that.
Yeah, it shows them watching it. But it's because the first time it's like a promo for it, and then the second time you actually see the kids watching it. But yes, I agree. It's a little too much. But, oh, and also, yeah, I think it was Darcy said it to Joe Bob, was that if you think of it just as Season of the Witch and not as Halloween 3, you'd probably like it better.
Perfect.
And then
yeah.
Joe Bob said he would watch it again like that. So hopefully they'll do it. Now, here's a question. What did you think of Tom Atkins, totally
sleazy doctor,
sleazy dirtbag doctor main character?
It's really hard. I liked him because of the fact that he's awful and he owns it, but he's so charming as well.
He is. He's such a piece of shit.
He's so awful. Like, even like with like what it was like 3 women, like he apparently hates his kids, but not really. Like, he wants to see them, but the wife is just like, no, you're a horrible person. And it's just like, well, okay, might as well stay this way. And then with the girl, like the scientist lady, like the I don't know where she was, like the coroner or whoever she was, trying to figure out like what happened with the guy in the car. I was just like, oh, she's so nice. And he's like, she's just trying to get a date out of this dude, and he's just like, no. And then the girl happens.
Oh, the girl, yeah, the main guy. Yeah, he's such a sleazeball. There's at least, if you include his ex-wife, which he does kind of hit on a bit, he attempts to or does sexually assault most of the women in this film.
Oh my god! And then his nurse says, like,
his nurse, he
pats
pats her on the ass and he says he makes. But then they do a weird thing where it's like, then when they're walking away, she pats him on the ass, where it's like, no, see, it's okay, they're playful. But then he also like kisses that coroner lady on the mouth and is like, I'll take you out to dinner, sweetheart. And he's such a piece of shit. And then we're I'll go through it a bit, but I assume you know what I'm talking about. But so this guy dies in his hospital, and he thinks it's very odd because people shouldn't die in a hospital. No, because a person like caves his skull in, which is a fantastic effect, by the way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then like sets himself on fire, right? So he starts investigating it, and then the person who died's daughter is also looking into it, and they sort of team up together. And
what was her name?
I really can't remember her name. Hold on, let me look it up. Ellie.
Okay.
She was such a... Oh, it's so stupid. Oh, we'll get to it. Hold on. So then they team up together and they go to this town where her father had been picking up stuff from a company. And they go there and stay at a hotel to investigate. So this girl... I say girl because even... our main character, Tom Atkins, he doesn't seem to give a shit about her age because he fucks her twice, I believe, and then asks how old she is.
Wait a minute. How old are you?
Relax. I'm older than I look.
Forgot that was the best part. And then she's just like, old enough, and I'm just like, no, that's not an answer.
That isn't an answer. You need an exact answer, and you also need to have done it a couple of fucks ago.
Oh my god.
Also, doesn't he drink like a 6-pack while they're driving to the town? Doesn't he get like a 6-pack for the road?
He's so problematic that it becomes endearing.
It is endearing because he's so obviously like. Very clearly, the movie wants us to know he's a piece of shit, and it's like, yeah, you're right, movie. I agree. He's a piece of shit.
But at the same time, do I care? Like, he's just so... I don't know. Like,
it's Tom Atkins. He's weirdly charming. Like, you wouldn't think so. Because he seems like the kind... Like, if you just looked at a picture of Tom Atkins, you'd be like, oh, that's some dirtbag, like, dad... some right-wing, like, piece of shit dad. But he's like great. He's fantastic
Yeah.
in so many other like horror movies too. He's really good. Weirdly, he's good with with younger co-stars because he's good in The Fog. I think he hooks up with Jamie Lee Curtis in The Fog, which is
Oh, yikes.
yeah. But they have really good chemistry together in that. And Night of the Creeps, he's fantastic in that.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Yeah, Maniac.
I didn't
Maniac
think-
Cop too.
Oh yeah. I didn't like. This is gonna be a criticism of me. I did not like. I liked her enough.
Who?
I liked Ellie enough.
I agree with you. She's kind of a non-entity.
Yeah.
But here's a question that I'll bring up a little later, but so never mind. But here's a crazy thing. So remember the scene after they check into the motel room? She gets out of the shower, and for some reason she's super cold as soon as she gets out. And she's just holding a small towel, like, in front of herself, and, like, standing there and shivering. Why was the towel so small? Why was she so cold? And the next time we see her, she's wearing a robe. Why did she not plan ahead? Why did she grab the smallest towel? And
I mean, she planned ahead by getting like black lingerie.
She did have black lingerie, yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like if you're that cold, then like why are you like? I don't think anybody planned that whole trip through at all, or even the hotel not planning it through of getting larger towels out for their guests. So.
Yeah, what a weird towel for them to have. Unless she's such a fucking moron. She picked up, like, the bath mat, and she had that hanging.
Ellie deserved to die.
She did. So here's the question. So anyway, so I'll go through it more. They investigate a bit, and they show up to it's like a company town where the factory there is run by Connell Cochran, played by Dan O'Hurley. But it's
so good.
They do like Halloween masks and shit like that, and other stuff, right? Like they do like gag gifts, like prank.
They used to. Now they focus on the Halloween mask.
Exactly. Yeah. So they get into the factory, and they find out that Connell Cochran plans to kill as many children as possible with his masks using the power of Stonehenge. And also weird microchips in the masks that are going to be triggered by a TV commercial. And that's basically all the information we have about it, right? We don't get...
Yeah. I mean, like, he did a cool backstory about, like, the son of Sam Hain.
Yes.
Like, I think that's the part that I was trying to figure out, because I was just like, so what is your actual end goal? Like, I'm a kind of person who, like, needs an end goal with every other thing that happens, so I'm just like, oh, cool, okay, so you want to kill all the children, but why?
Yeah, it is... But he doesn't really... Is it just a general, like, sacrifice a lot of children?
Yeah, like, even, like, Tom Atkins was just like, why? And he was just like, do I need a reason? And I was just like, no, you do, though, because you want to kill a lot of kids. Like, there needs to be a reason for killing a lot of children. And he was just like, the ultimate prank is, like, playing a prank on the kids. But I'm like, why? You need a reason.
It's hilarious how sketchy Connell Cochran is. Because even when he's talking about bringing over a piece of Stonehenge, he's like...
An ancient sacrificial circle. Stonehenge. We had a time getting it here. You wouldn't believe how we did it.
It just feels like he was trying to, like, piece together more stuff in the script that was actually there and trying to, like, give it a backstory that wasn't in the script. And he was just like, I am trying to be as convincing as possible. I don't know if I'm achieving it. But, like, I believe, like, the first time looking at it, I believed him. I was just like, oh, yeah, you just want to kill a bunch of kids for, like, no reason. That's gonna be fine. And then like the second time, I'm like, wait, no, this is starting to bother me. Why did you want to kill a couple of kids? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I agree with you. Daniel Hurley did a really good job of like piecing over a pretty like stupid character in general. Like, he basically exists to be a person and then like talk to Tom Atkins and be evil. Like, that's it. But he does a good job with that. Like, he was the old man in RoboCop, like the company CEO or whatever.
I just realized he was also in Twin Peaks, that's how like I remember him. Yeah. I was just like, ooh, I remember you.
Yeah. So that's kind of the entire story is that. So here's the thing, though. Like, we were talking about Ellie. So, I didn't even bring up the fact that they were fucking robots. So they're robots.
I feel like that's a whole other thing.
It's insane. So so Cochrane has robots, and that was the person who killed the father at the very beginning and set himself on fire. And these robots do his bidding or whatever. And then when Tom Atkins thinks he's like stopped the ritual with Stonehenge or whatever the fuck, he and Ellie escape. And then Ellie attacks him because she's a robot now. So when did she become a robot, do you think?
Probably when she got kidnapped and kind of willingly went with them.
When they got kidnapped? Do you think that was when?
Yeah, like when she was like laying on the table. All of that, like, I think the one part of this that either confused me or made me laugh the hardest was the span of time when everything happened. Because by the time Tom Atkins was like searching around the building in order to like do all the stuff, she was getting turned probably into a robot.
Yeah.
Like, that's given. So I was just like, that timeline works out well, I guess. But then I'm like, did he put the parts in her? Or is this another whole thing?
That's a good question. Like, did they have, as soon as they came into the town, did they have cameras that were like, okay, make a robot of her just in case?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the Stepford Wives type thing. Yeah. It's just like, did you already just like know that this was happening? So like you just started building right away? Because like even like his minions all have like doubles and triples and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, is that a thing that just happens? Or is that a one-off coincidence type situation?
Well, that's just the magic of Stonehenge. That's just how it works.
Oh man, did you? No, I don't think you talked about it. Did you want to talk about like the woman who got her fucking face blasted on?
So, I think the best thing about this movie is how kind of mean it is in that people who don't deserve, not that like anybody in a horror movie really deserves what they get, obviously. I mean, we say that quote unquote, but they do, obviously. Of course they do. But it goes hard. Like, there's a lady who's at the motel room who's fucking around, the microchip falls out of the mask, and she's fucking around with the chip, and then it just like lasers her face off. And
honestly, that was like the coolest looking thing in this movie. Because even like when like I don't know what bug that was, but I was just like, oh, that's dope looking.
It's brutal and it's gross. It's really good. And that's while Tom Atkins is fucking a person who could be 15. He doesn't know at that time.
Well, she can drive a car. Oh no, 15-year-olds can probably drive a car back in those days.
I feel like I knew back in those days.
How old do you think Ellie was?
I think Ellie, she looked, well, this sounds like what Tom Atkins would say in court. I was going to say, she looked like she was
19.
No, she looked like in her 20s. But then when he mentioned it, I was like, oh fuck, how old is she?
Yeah, right?
But she seemed like independent in that, like, she didn't have, like, her dad didn't support her, so she must have been on her own.
But she could have also been like living with like her mom somewhere.
Oh yeah,
being
for sure.
Like
I agree.
a 15-year-old.
She was 15 for sure. She was 15. and she got raped by Tom Atkins and then turned into a robot. So really, it's a terrible movie for Ellie. No, it's also really funny that they kill a kid in the beginning, or not the beginning. Sorry, in that one scene with the family where they do like the test.
Man. Yeah,
thing.
that was brutal, but at the same, it felt like Willy. It felt like Willy.
It felt
Wonka.
very Willy Wonka-ish. You're right. Connell Cochran is very Willy Wonka-ish.
He really is.
He is, because that kid sucked. Like that whole family was annoying. So
yeah. Like the dad was okay. The dad was like the only good part of that family. The mom
was fine. He was
like,
just he was just a bit much. Like he was too much. But
I
he
mean,
was
like
he
was
fine.
trying to get like a business deal done.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get why he was a bit much, but he was still a bit much. I
like,
still don't think he wasn't. Here's the thing: he wasn't so much that I think his kid's face should have collapsed into bugs.
Also, can I like? So that scene, the kid face gets mushed in.
Yeah.
And then wifey faints and dies.
I think so. I don't know if she died. Does she die? So the kid's face turns into snakes and bugs because he's wearing the mask.
Dad gets like bitten by a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
But then like she just gets up, sees him, faints, and dies. I
feel like there was just a scene they didn't show us where one of the robots like just hit her with a hammer and killed her.
No robot was in there.
No, but I mean they would have dragged the bodies out. Presumably they didn't just leave them all in there. Oh. We didn't see it, but you're right. I think she just faints. As far as we know. She
probably got like bitten by a rattlesnake too. I mean, there's like a lot of poisonous bugs probably coming out of that kid's head.
Yeah. There were a lot of weird bugs coming out of that kid's head. See, this is why the movie's so good. It's the stupidest thing to say. And it ramps up from like, it's a pretty, like there's a weird thing happens at the beginning with the head being crushed and then a guy burning himself alive. And then it seems pretty like normal and intriguing throughout the middle. And then it goes totally fucking insane at the end.
Yeah, it's like a murder. It feels like a murder mystery in the middle. Like it's like, what's it called? What's that dumb show called? That
Columbo?
Dumb show that had Al Jolson in it.
Oh, Murdoch Mysteries.
Yeah, that one.
Don't reference Canadian shows.
It feels like that, but.
Fuck, I can't believe you watched the Al Jolson episode.
You told me to watch the Al Jolson episode.
Because it's amazing. No. I was actually, frankly, it's the proudest I've ever been as a Canadian to see that they actually showed Al Jolson being a huge piece of shit.
I was about to say, that's not a good sentence.
No.
That's the proudest I've ever been being a Canadian. Al Jolson on my television.
Showing Al Jolson. The proudest I had a tear came to my eye when I saw him perform Mammy.
When he put that when he like smushed his hand in the black and then put it on his face. Yeah. Yes, this is me now.
No, the fact that they actually showed him being like a crazy piece of shit.
No, yeah, he was awful in that.
Yeah.
Everybody watched the Al Jolson episode of what was that show called?
Murdoch Mysteries.
That one. Watch that episode.
They actually
that was like the best 40 minutes of my life.
They filmed a recent episode near where I live.
Oh, yeah. That's cute.
I guess.
Does it have Al Jolson in it?
I hope so. His return. But he's in full blackface the entire time. Because he's like, I'm committed to the bit now.
Go hard or go home.
Yeah, exactly. They just never air it. They're like, I don't even know why we filmed this. We know we can't air it.
Oh, man.
So the ending of the movie is good, right? Like it's dark.
It's solid, yeah.
Yeah, because Tom Atkins, like, after he kills Robot Ellie, he gets to a gas station, the same gas station from the beginning, with the same poor black attendant who was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Can we time out real quick? Can we talk about like how the black gas attendant was the best part of the first part of the movie?
He was the most sympathetic. He's easily the most sympathetic character in the entire film. Like, imagine this shit constantly happening to you.
Like, he was just like, like, this isn't like a thing. Like, I'm not held, right? This isn't like my fault. I was like, oh, dude, that's so relatable.
Right? Where he has to be like, I want to do the right thing, but I also do not want to be involved in any way in which I'm responsible for a thing.
Exactly. I love him so much. Anyway, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so then he calls up the TV stations. How does he get the numbers? Does he look them up?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe he just knows. He knows his local TV station off the top of his head. Because the commercial is going to trigger. We'll put in the commercial.
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horror-thon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
But that keeps playing, and like that commercial is what's going to trigger the masks to turn everyone's head into bugs, I guess.
It sounds so dumb.
Yeah, it's silly. It's very silly. So he calls up the station to like stop them from playing it, and they get it off the air on some networks, but not all of them. So it ends with Tom Atkins like screaming about the fact that like his kids' heads are gonna implode into bugs, which is good because like in this world, like a bunch of kids' heads are gonna implode.
Yeah, that's the one thing I wanted to ask you. Like, do you think that he stopped it in time, or do you think that his kids are probably dead by
No, I don't know if his kids are dead. Here's the thing. So I do because we see the gas station attendant like changing the channels, but then he finds a channel that's still playing it, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it's an either or. Like maybe his kids are fine, maybe not. But I think at least hundreds of kids are dead. At least.
Oh, poor kids.
Yeah. But I mean, it's kind of a rinky-dinky operation for Conal Cochran to just kill a couple hundred kids. It didn't work out well for him, but...
I also like that he exploded.
Well, we all like that he exploded.
That felt like a sentence that just made me sound like a 2-year-old. I just like that he exploded.
I like that he exploded.
I still don't understand his end goal, and that's gonna bother me until
I agree.
I
yes,
figure it out.
Here's the thing: Insha watched his Conal Cochran's monologue several times, right?
I did.
To try to figure out what the point of killing all these children would be. But clearly, his goal was to kill children throughout the United States,
and that's fine.
Is it?
Why?
Is that fine? Yeah, I agree. That's fine. Yeah, fuck it.
Like, that's fine, but why? Like, I just want a solid reason of why. Not because that's the coolest prank to make. Kill the children. I'm just like, Willy Wonka did that too, but at least he had a point.
Willy Wonka didn't do that. He didn't kill any children.
He killed 3 kids. No, he killed 4 kids.
He didn't kill them. They showed up. They're at the end.
He killed 4 kids.
Yeah, you're right.
They're the ghosts of those kids.
The Roald Dahl book was a whitewashed account of what actually happened. In real life, they didn't even no one turned into a blueberry. No one drowned in a fucking chocolate river. He just shot them right in the head. He just full on executed, double tap, shot them in the head.
I can see at every single level, all of a sudden you just hear a gunshot, and then it's just like, what was that? Nothing. Veronica's not gonna be with us on the rest of the tour. Keep going.
Veronica's not gonna be. She's not. It's Alan Rickman in Die Hard, except he's Willy Wonka.
I wanted this to be professional, efficient, adult, cooperative. Not a lot to ask. Alas, your Mr. Takagi did not see it that way, so he won't be joining us for the rest of his life.
So did you have any other notes?
No.
did you have?
I just really like. My top thing on my list was like
Why?
about black guy.
Oh, the black the gas
I
station.
really
guy.
liked him.
Yeah, he's great.
I wish he was like in the movie some more, but like I understand why he wouldn't want to be. Oh, I did want to talk about the drunk guy.
Oh yeah, the drunk guy. So when Tom Atkins is looking around the town the first night they're there in the motel, he runs into a drunk who tells him that very Willy Wonka-ish in that people in the town used to work for the Connell Cochran's company, and then he fired everybody because he got the robot dudes. Mm-hmm. But the drunk didn't say that, but same thing. The robot dudes are his Oompa Loompas. This is Willy Wonka. You've absolutely convinced me that Halloween 3 is Willy Wonka.
Whoa! Oh, jeez! Didn't mean to scare you. Just saw that bottle. Thought it looked pretty heavy. I ain't got no diseases. You mind if I have a drink? Ah, damn. Thank you. Hey, just a second. You happen to know anything about this Cochran? Do I know anything? He made Santa Maria what it is today. Dried up little pile of nothing. Let me tell you something, mister. He brought in every damn one of them factory people from the outside. You think he'd hire me, local boy? No way. Turn me down flat. If you haven't got $1 you can spare, do you? Thank you. All I can tell you, mister, is watch out. Seen the TV cameras yet? He's watching you, friend, I guarantee you that. Hey, Cochran! Fuck you! Ooh, shh, easy. It's all right, it don't matter to me. He's probably listening. If he is, I got one thing to say. It's the last Halloween for that lousy factory of his. Pretty wild shit going on in there. I heard rumors.
Like what? What'd you hear?
This year, I'm gonna get me about 1.5 cases of Molotov cocktails. Burn that son of a bitch right now. Last Halloween for them. Last Halloween.
It's like oh yeah.
So what did you want to say about the drunk guy?
I loved him.
Oh yeah.
I loved him before he got killed.
Yeah,
he told like a really big chunk of the story. Like I love characters that come in randomly and then just tell like big chunks of the story.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay. And I loved that when he was just like, he was like, oh, that bottle looks heavy. I don't have disease. Can I have some? I'm just like,
it's very funny. And also props to Tom Atkins for also being like very, it was not realistic, but like he did a good job of like getting information out of this drunk, but like being cool with them too. You know what I mean? Like
he did that with like almost everyone, and that's why like that's what made him so endearing. Like he got so much information out of so little time. Like he's such
a fucking dirtbag. But he's like very good at just getting information out of people.
God, who was it? Like even like the poor coroner woman, like she deserved better.
I felt bad for her because she honestly seemed like him and the nurse. They were very playful during that whole workplace sexual harassment situation. But when he was talking to her, she did seem like she kind of wanted to actually like date him. You know? Yeah,
like she liked him a lot. Like she was just like, I want you to take me to dinner, and I want all this stuff. And like when like she kissed him, he was just like deuces. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and then he's like on the phone with her. He's like, well, I owe you a dinner or whatever. And she's like, you won't pay that back. And he's like, whatever. I gotta fuck a 15-year-old. I'll be back. And then she gets fucking murked by a robot. It's so sad.
So much. She deserves better.
Yeah,
R.I.P. coroner woman, whoever you may be.
Whoever you may be. Pour one out. We'll play the Paul Walker song from Furious 7. No, we won't. No, I would never disrespect that song.
I mean, it's for a good use.
You're right. I do love her. We will put it. I changed my mind. So another interesting tidbit, which leads into my recommendations, is that apparently Nigel apparently Nigel Neal wrote the story, which apparently this movie has, I guess, allegedly. For the film.
The story just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Which makes sense because he did the Quatermass movies and BBC shows, and they have a very similar, where it starts out kind of normal and then just goes fucking off the wall completely. So my recommendations are the Quatermass series. Do you have any recommendations?
I honestly don't. I couldn't think of a movie to compare with this one.
What
or
about
a movie that you should watch with this one?
Right. I would say I would also, like, just to spread it out, I would say, like, any Tom Atkins horror movie is good. Night of the Creeps.
Yeah.
Creep Show, he's in that. What do we say? The My Bloody Valentine remake is good. He's in that. He's like the sheriff in that or something.
Is that the one with
Yeah, the supernatural guy.
Okay, I was gonna say Jensen. Yeah,
Jensen Ackles. Yeah. Jensen Ackles. We think friend of the show Ashley and I believe, not believe, but we think strongly.
You believe.
We think strongly that they should recast Hawkeye for the Disney Plus TV show with him instead of Jeremy Renner.
Okay, I can see that. I like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
It's a good trade-off. I think Jeremy Renner is a good actor, but apparently he's a giant piece of shit as a human being, so fuck him.
Yeah.
But Jensen Ackles seems like a perfectly nice fella.
Yeah,
and a good actor.
He seems really, really sweet.
Yeah.
I would say like Jensen Ackles or like everybody's favorite muffin on the planet, Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer would be a
Armie Hammer. Like, he's just so cute.
You're right. You're 100% right. Although I feel like he seems like a guy who is like being saved up for a superhero role, even though I don't know what, like, they've all been done, my dude. Like, I don't know why he's waiting for. But he seems like almost they're like, no, that's too obvious. But wasn't he Batman in the George Miller Justice League that got canceled?
Maybe. Hold on.
I think he was, and
Batman.
Common was Green Lantern, and Adam Brody was the Flash.
None of that is like an act. I don't think any of that is an actual.
No. I think I'm true. I think I'm true. I think I'm honest and true. No, I think that's right. And the guy who played, what's his name? Hugh, I can't remember his name. But the guy who played the fucking villain in Fury Road was Martian Manhunter.
I was about to say, there's like 15.
Oh.
No way! Oh my god, they're remaking Rebecca. Sorry. Keep going.
So nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I was on Army's page, but like I did.
Army's page?
I did.
That's not a thing. This isn't 1998. There's no Army's page where you scroll to the bottom and like sign the guest book and shit.
Oh, I missed the 90s. That wasn't a thing.
Yes, George Miller's. Yes, it was. George Miller's Justice League was a thing. I'm telling you, George Miller's Justice League, and Armie Hammer was Batman. I don't know who was Superman.
The Justice League movie you never saw.
Yeah, exactly. It was.
It never came out.
I know it didn't.
Then why didn't you say that in the first place?
I was saying it.
I literally
that it never came. Well, of course I would sound like a fucking insane person. Listen, no, wait. I would be insane if I said a George Miller Batman movie came out and like nobody knew about it. Of course I meant it was like planned. But you're right. I may not have mentioned that.
You did not mention it.
It's possible I didn't mention that it was canceled.
Oh, okay. So, this cast is a cast. So
it's a good cast.
Adam Brody, the Flash.
Yeah.
Teresa Palmer, Talia al Ghul. That's a casting. Zoe Kazan, Iris Allen, Jay Baruchel.
What?
As Maxwell
Robin?
Lord.
Oh, okay.
Common as Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, yep.
Anton Yelchin, R.I.P. as the Flash.
Oh, what? Wait, I thought it was Adam Brody as the Flash.
Oh, Adam Brody is Barry Allen, and Anton Yelchin would be Wally West.
Anton Yelchin.
And DJ
Caruso.
Carana?
Oh, DJ Carana.
Yeah, as a Superman.
Right.
Megan Gale as Wonder Woman. Hugh Kais Bryan.
Yeah, Hugh Keys Byrne. I think.
Okay,
Hugh Keys
cool.
Byrne, I think is his name. But he's the guy. He's the villain in fucking Fury Road.
Oh, okay. He was gonna be Martian Manhunter. And Santiago Cabrera as Aquaman.
Oh, he's a handsome man.
That was the cast.
Fair enough. I mean, half the cast is
art
good.
and everything. Jesus Christ.
Sorry. What?
Oh wait, I'll send it to you. They had like concept art for like it and everything, and then they just, like,
apparently there was going to be like a documentary about it.
What? That's insane.
But, yeah, I mean, I think there was a documentary about like the Superman that Kevin Smith wrote, with the Nicolas Cage one, right? So after that happened, I think a lot of like failed movie productions were like, we got to do a documentary. Not that movie productions have a voice or sentience, but.
So I recommend Batman.
Right. Oh. Okay.
I think that's it.
I think
Is that
that's. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll see. We'll do what. I don't know. We'll see what we're gonna do next. We'll see if Billy's brain holds in this lookalike's body, or if we'll have to do more.
Just rejects it.
More minis. Yeah, he might reject. I don't know if the brain will reject the body or the body will reject the brain, but
it'd be so funny if like both of them happen and then they like corrode like the kid's little brain in the movie. Sorry, that's not funny.
In what movie? Oh, like the kid.
In Halloween 3, we just talked about it. Get
it
together,
but what
Michael.
are you talking about with the kid's brain rejecting itself and turning into bugs?
I did not say. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Your phone, where's it's life and death?
Hey, don't I know you?
If it goes out, it means the death of millions of people, everyone watching. Don't you understand that? Well, say it's a bomb, then say whatever you want. Say whatever you like, just get it off the air. Please, No, I can't prove it. You've got to believe me. Believe me. Take it off the air now, please. You've got to. It means...
Due to Tuesday interruption, we're having technical problems. Please stand by.
It's time.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Dark masks, gather round your TV set. Put on your masks and watch. All witches, all skeletons, all jack-o'-lanterns.
The third
gather
commercial,
round
it's
and
still on,
watch.
please.
Watch
Take
the
off the
magic
third channel,
pumpkin.
the third channel, it's still running. Stop it, please, for God's sake, please stop it. There's no more time. You've got to, please, stop it now, turn it off. Turn it off. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.